All right, let's dive into the whirlwind that is shaping up around the Golden State Warriors and the potential shakeups of their roster. There's been quite a buzz lately about a possible double sign-and trade move involving Josh Giddey and Jonathan Kuminga. The idea is that Kuminga could be sent to Chicago while the Warriors bring in Giddey in return. Right now, the Warriors seem to be stuck trying to figure out what to do with Kuminga, who appears to be less than enthusiastic about returning to Golden State. Reports suggest that Kuminga might be calling the team's bluff. He's not showing up early for training camp, signaling that he might want to move elsewhere, with teams like Sacramento showing interest. This whole situation with Kuminga is a major roadblock for the Warriors' offseason plans. On one hand, they have players like DeAnthony Melton, Al Horford, and Gary Payton II floating around as potential signings, players who could fit nicely into Golden State's system. But the hang-up is that if Kuminga is still in limbo, it could throw a wrench into their salary cap situation, especially if they pull off the sign and trade for Josh Giddey. The Warriors are currently about $25 million under the first salary apron, and giving Giddey a big contract, say around $23 million, would leave them with very little wiggle room to sign those other key players. Suddenly, Warriors might have to back off from Melton, Horford, and Payton because they just don't have the cap space. Now, this is where things get interesting for other teams, particularly the Los Angeles Lakers. If the Warriors end up snagging Giddey and can't sign those other guys, it opens the door for the Lakers to swoop in. Melton, Horford, and Payton had all been linked to the Lakers earlier, and if they can't go to Golden State, they might find a perfect landing spot in L. This kind of domino effect could create a scenario where the Lakers strengthen their bench and depth without having to overpay in desperation. The Lakers have been playing it smart by being patient, letting the market unfold on waiting to see how all these moves pan out before making their own big calls. Imagine a month from now the Giddey trade actually happens. Suddenly the Warriors are out of the running for Horford and Melton, and those players become prime targets for the Lakers. That's exactly the type of opportunity that can shift a team from just being competitive to becoming a real threat. It also gives the Lakers more leverage when negotiating trades. Instead of desperately needing a player like Andrew Wiggins, they could approach the market from a position of strength, knowing that they have other viable options in Melton and Horford. Speaking of Wiggins, his situation is a prime example of why patience can pay off. Right now, any trade to bring Wiggins aboard would require giving up some solid assets, like Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, and Gabe Vincent. On paper, it might seem like overpaying for Wiggins, even though he'd be a valuable addition. But if the Lakers hold back and wait, they might not need Wiggins as badly as they think. Players like Jared Vanderbilt or Jake LaRavia could step up and fill key roles, making the Lakers less desperate and better positioned to negotiate favorable deals later on. If the Warriors end up making that Giddey move, it could push Melton and Horford out of their sights, leaving the Lakers with a clear shot at signing them. Those two players would bring much needed versatility and depth to the Lakers lineup. Horford offers veteran savvy, floor spacing, and defensive presence, while Melton brings playmaking and shooting, which are critical for balancing the roster alongside stars like LeBron James and Austin Reeves. This kind of strategic timing is crucial. The Lakers don't want to rush into a trade that forces them to overpay, especially if the return on investment isn't there. Remember the Mark Williams trade? That one made sense because it addressed a clear need. The Lakers lacked a true center, and Williams not only filled that role immediately, but also had the potential to be a long-term cornerstone alongside Luka Doncic. Even though it involved a slight overpay, it was justified and well received because it addressed a clear gap on the team. Contrast that with the current Wiggins talks, which feel premature and potentially costly. The Lakers are better served by watching how the roster shapes up, seeing which players are available, and then making a move that fits within a broader plan. If they can land Melton and Horford, that might justify making a deal for Wiggins as well, turning a seemingly expensive trade into a package deal that brings in multiple key pieces. All of this ties back to the Jonathan Kuminga situation, which remains the wild card. If Kuminga heads to Sacramento, that could spark a whole chain reaction of moves around the league. If he ends up with Chicago via sign and trade for Giddey, the ripple effects could be even bigger, essentially handcuffing the Warriors and forcing other teams to recalibrate their strategies. For the Lakers, the key is watching these developments closely and being ready to strike if the chance arises. If Melton and Horford commit to coming to LA given the right roster spots, the Lakers would have a strong case for making a big move. That's the kind of confirmation that changes the calculus on trades. Suddenly, you're not just trading for one player, but for a package that improves your roster depth and flexibility. So the Lakers could look at trades involving players like Dalton Connect or draft picks as part of creative salary dumps to bring in multiple players who fit their needs. The goal would be to balance talent acquisition with financial flexibility, ensuring the team remains competitive while managing the salary cap effectively. It's a complex puzzle, but one that could pay off big if handled correctly. At the heart of it all is timing and patience. The Lakers have shown they are willing to wait and see how the market shakes out, rather than rush into moves that might not make sense long term. Keeping an eye on the Warriors' moves, especially around Kuminga and Giddey, is critical because those decisions could open doors for Los Angeles to add valuable players and build a deeper, more versatile roster. The offseason is far from over, and as training camp approaches, more names and opportunities will surface, making this one of the most intriguing roster sagas in recent memory, continuing the deep dive into the evolving landscape of NBA offseason. Moves, the Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Lakers remain central figures in what could be a cascade of roster shifts. The Warriors' potential decision to pursue a double sign and trade involving Josh Giddey and Jonathan Kuminga has implications far beyond just those two players. The ripple effect could redefine how several teams approach the upcoming season, particularly with how cap space is managed and how free agents choose their destinations. Jonathan Kuminga's reluctance to return to Golden State adds a layer of uncertainty that complicates the Warriors' planning. From the team's perspective, having a player essentially signaling a desire to leave disrupts chemistry and planning. His hesitation to report to training camp on time is more than just a minor issue. It's a clear indication that he might prefer to test free agency or be part of a trade to a different team. This forces the Warriors to consider their options carefully. If they hold on to Kuminga, they risk a disgruntled player impacting team dynamics. If they trade him, they need to ensure that the return is valuable enough to justify the move. Enter the sign and trade concept, which has gained traction as a way for the Warriors to navigate these choppy waters. By sending Kuminga to a team like Chicago and acquiring Josh Giddey in return, Golden State can reshape its roster while managing salary cap constraints. However, this move has a catch. Bringing in Giddey at a significant salary restricts their ability to sign other free agents. This is a major problem because players like DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford have been linked to the Warriors, and missing out on those players could limit the team's competitiveness. The Lakers, watching closely from the sidelines, might be in the perfect position to capitalize on this situation. If the Warriors' hands are tied after signing Giddey, Melton and Horford could find themselves looking elsewhere, and Los Angeles is a logical destination. This could be a mutually beneficial scenario. The Lakers strengthen their roster with experienced, versatile players, while Melton and Horford find a team eager to integrate their skills. This dynamic underscores the importance of patience in roster building. Sometimes waiting for your competitors to make a move opens the door for you to capitalize. Patience has been a hallmark of the Lakers' approach this offseason. Instead of rushing into trades or signings, they have allowed the market to develop, evaluating their options and waiting for the right moment. This strategic restraint could pay dividends as training camp approaches and teams finalize their rosters. For example, the Lakers might be hesitant to make a significant trade for Andrew Wiggins right now because it could involve giving up valuable assets like Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, and Gabe Vincent. But if they wait and see how other players perform or which free agents become available, they could negotiate from a position of strength rather than desperation. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. The recent buzz swirling around the NBA centers on a potential blockbuster move involving Jonas Valanciunas, the season center who has reportedly drawn the attention of the Los Angeles Lakers. This rumor has ignited a flurry of speculation. among analysts and fans alike, suggesting the Lakers could be gearing up for a significant shakeup to their roster as they aim to solidify their presence as championship contenders. Valanciunas, known for his strong inside presence and rebounding prowess, would bring a gritty physical element to the Lakers' frontcourt, which has often struggled with consistency and durability. Sources close to the Lakers organization have hinted that discussions have been ongoing, though nothing has been officially confirmed, leaving the basketball world on edge as they await further developments. If the Lakers do manage to secure Valanciunas, it could represent a strategic move to bolster their defense and provide LeBron James and Anthony Davis with a more reliable inside partner. The whispers around the league suggest this acquisition could transform the Lakers' style of play, potentially shifting their offense to capitalize more on post plays and second chance points. Moreover, the timing of this potential acquisition is causing even more excitement, as it could come right before the trade deadline when teams scramble to finalize their lineups for the playoff push. Valanciunas' ability to command double teams and create scoring opportunities for teammates aligns with the Lakers' need to diversify their offensive threats beyond their star players. Additionally, his presence on the boards could drastically improve the Lakers' rebounding numbers, an area that has hindered their performance in past seasons. Industry insiders speculate that Valanciunas' fit in the Lakers' system might hinge on his defensive chemistry with Davis, a factor that could make or break this deal. The Lakers front office is reportedly weighing the long-term benefits of adding a seasoned big man versus the potential cost of parting with valuable assets. This tension between immediate impact and future flexibility is fueling the rumors, making the Valanciunas to Lakers scenario one of the most intriguing storylines in the NBA right now. Fans are eager to see whether this potential signing will come to fruition and how it might reshape the team's dynamics moving forward. Adding another layer to the speculation is Valanciunas' career trajectory and playing style, which seem to align well with the Lakers' current needs. Known for his solid footwork, efficient scoring in the paint, and reliable free throw shooting for a big man, Valanciunas could provide the Lakers with a consistent offensive option inside. His veteran experience in both the regular season and playoffs adds an intangible quality that the Lakers may value highly as they push for a title run. The whispers around league insiders suggest that Valanciunas could be a stabilizing force for the Lakers' often tumultuous front-court rotations, especially given his durability and ability to log heavy minutes. Meanwhile, other teams have reportedly expressed interest in Valanciunas, indicating that the Lakers might have to act swiftly to outbid competitors. The potential signing is also being viewed as a statement of intent from the Lakers, signaling their commitment to building a championship caliber roster around their superstars. If this rumor solidifies into a deal, it could have ripple effects across the league, triggering a series of moves as teams adjust to the Lakers' newfound inside strength. Furthermore, the potential acquisition of Jonas Valanciunas by the Lakers raises questions about the team's current roster configuration and future strategy. Speculation suggests the Lakers might be willing to trade younger players or draft picks to make space for Valanciunas' contract and integrate him smoothly into the squad. This could mean significant changes in the rotation, with some players possibly facing reduced roles or even being moved to other teams. Analysts are debating how Valanciunas' arrival would affect the chemistry of the locker room and whether his style of play complements the Lakers' fast-paced, high-energy approach. Rumors also hint that head coach Darvin Ham might be enthusiastic about adding a player with Valanciunas' skill set, viewing it as an opportunity to implement new defensive schemes and exploit mismatches in the paint. However, there are concerns about how the team's salary cap situation might limit their flexibility moving forward, adding a layer of complexity to any potential deal. These factors contribute to the swirling rumors, as everyone watches closely to see if the Lakers will pull the trigger on this intriguing possibility. Lastly, the basketball world remains abuzz with talk about what Jonas Valanciunas' arrival could mean for the Lakers' playoff prospects and championship aspirations. Many pundits argue that securing a dependable center with Valanciunas' attributes would address one of the Lakers' most glaring weaknesses and provide a critical boost in the postseason. Speculation also focuses on how this move might shift the balance of power in the Western Conference, with rivals like the Golden State Warriors and Denver Nuggets potentially feeling increased pressure. Fans have taken to social media to express their excitement and curiosity about how Valanciunas would mesh with the Lakers stars on and off the court. Meanwhile, some skeptics question whether this rumored deal might disrupt team chemistry or lead to over-reliance on interior play. Still, the possibility of Jonas Valanciunas donning the Lakers' purple and gold jersey remains a tantalizing prospect, one that could redefine the team's identity and ambitions for the remainder of the season and beyond. As the rumors continue to build, all eyes remain fixed on the Lakers' front office, eagerly awaiting confirmation or denial of what could be one of the most impactful moves of the NBA year. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.